In the summer of 1940, RAF Duxford in Cambridgeshire played a vital role in one of the most pivotal times in World War II, the Battle of Britain. If I had been standing here exactly 76 years ago, I might well have seen and felt the roar of 30 Merlin engines as Hurricanes and Spitfires just tore down the runway on their mission to defend the skies of Britain. On Battle of Britain Memorial Day, I'm at Imperial War Museum Duxford to remember a campaign in which 1 in 5 pilots died. And we hear the moving stories of 2 people whose lives were changed by the events of that summer.
And I'll be discovering how singer Lauren Buller has gone from the church to the charts.
Back in 1940, my mum and dad lived in Kent, which was the county that bore the brunt of attacks from waves of German fighters and bombers. And my mum rarely spoke of the time that she watched as a German plane was shot down in front of her and the pilot killed. But in her 80s, when she was very ill, she was hallucinating, and I watched as she relived the whole horrific experience. But that's war for you. You think that you've buried painful memories, and yet some just can't be forgotten. And it is important that we remember. So we're going to start today with an RAF hymn recorded in Kent in Holy Trinity Church at Folkestone. The words come from Psalm 46, but the tune is that iconic melody from Eric Coates, the Dam Busters March. Here at Imperial War Museum Duxford, in one of the original hangars, are the aircraft flown by both sides in the Battle of Britain, including the plane that has become the symbol of British wartime defiance, the Spitfire. To be in this cockpit is quite a revelation because there are so many controls ahead of you that the thought that one man had to fly the plane, had to be constantly on the lookout for enemy aircraft and be able to shoot and hit the right target is quite something. And sadly, there are so few pilots left now who can tell us how it felt to be in a high-speed dogfight in the thick of battle. Altogether, there were 3,000 pilots, not just from the RAF, but also from occupied Europe and the British Empire. Their bravery prompted Winston Churchill's famous words in a speech to Parliament.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few.
Geoffrey Wellham was one of the few. He joined the RAF in August 1939, aged just 17.
It's very vivid. The tranquility and peace of Prt1. And quite often you'd look up at the sky and think it's clear, it's going to be a lovely day again. Oh God. And you'd offer up probably, I did more often than not, a little prayer. It's going to be a very busy day, oh Lord. If I forget you, don't you forget me. Just give me this day, please. Give me this day.
All right, now.
Once the telephone went and you were scrambled, you felt a different person. In total war, mixed up with aeroplanes all over the sky, tracers, smoke trails, bullets flying around. You was far too busy trying to do your job and shoot down the enemy, and at the same time trying to survive to do it another day. I was frightened at one time when I got caught by a Messerschmitt 109 that was right behind me. And I remember thinking, I'm going to die. It was quite calm. After I've managed to get away from him, then I felt fear. Stark, staring fear. But we never, ever, at any time, thought we were going to be defeated. There was a sort of a bond as one between you all. You can't go to war with a lot of blokes in Spitfires and expect to forget about it. It stays with you forever. Tommy Lund, Roy Mottram, Tony Bartley, Bob Holland, Johnny Kent, Jock Sherrington, me. I remember them all. I can do better than that, I can see them.
That was Faithful One by Canadian songwriter Brian Dirksen, and it's a wonderful expression of God's enduring love. But of course it is sometimes very hard to feel God's presence, and when Brian found himself in need of spiritual comfort, he turned to the Old Testament book of Psalms.
It's really the oldest and most loved songbook in the world. It's survived for about 3,000 years. Here is a book of songs, poems, prayers that contain all the diversity of human emotion, from the heights of joy to the depths of sorrow and pain. A few years ago, I went through a number of combined crises. Things that didn't have easy answers. And I had no words left, no songs to write, no ideas for songs. And then I found in the Psalms these honest prayers. The ancient words are there and they're totally current. Stronghold in times of trouble. And I had this kind of crazy notion, I don't need to write a new song. Why don't I go back to the beginning? And rather than cherry pick my few favorite psalms, I'll just trust that as I work my way through the Psalms in sequence, all of the different things I'm going through will be addressed.
Brian and his band, the Sheer Poets, began adapting each psalm and setting it to music. Audiences more familiar with Brian's worship songs weren't quite sure what to expect.
When we set about to sing the Psalms, people maybe thought, are they going to chant them? Are they going to sing them like a traditional choir? No, we're going to sing them in our mother tongue, which is a folk rock style and influenced by popular music. Great things the Lord has done. The Psalms and the words within don't easily fit into a 3-minute pop song format. They're not neat and tidy. They've got rough edges, but they always lead us into a place of hope and redemption.